Graham Rawlins with our midweek edition of News Geelong. The annual Kiwanis Club and the blue and white Ford Oval again joined forces for the 21st All Ford Day at Deakin Oval last weekend. The class world of luxury cruise liners was again present in Geelong as the regatta paid her maiden visit to our wonderful city and surrounds. From the world of sport, we look at the great spectacle, the annual running of the Geelong Pacing Cup at Beckley Park last Saturday night, while from the weather world, we'll update you on the Geelong and Surf Coast area weather forecast expected over the next 6 days. Kiwanis and Ford car clubs have formed an ongoing community involvement that continues to attract the crowds, as our resident connoisseur of fine classic cars, Ian Nichols, reports.
Well, you might think I'm in heaven, but I'm actually standing in a row of magnificent Ford GT vehicles, which, of course, the Gran Turismo, if I've got that right, is the outstanding mark with Ford. And this is the All Ford Day, of course. It's the 21st birthday, if you like, for the Kiwanis Club, and the 50th birthday or anniversary of the Ford Cortina. We're trying to catch up with all kinds of Fords here. It is a remarkable day at Deakin University Sports Ground.
I've watched it grow and grow and grow to probably one of the biggest Ford events in the Southern Hemisphere, and I think the Geelong Kiwanis Club ought to be proud of what they put on here today, and the weather gods have been good to us, eh? It's a truck, of course, but what I decided several years ago was to build something a little bit different to what the Americans do. This is a bit of a style that the Americans have, but they always seem to paint them black. They use the square model trucks, and they always put a little tray on the back. So I thought, well, let's do something different. We'll use an Australian body. We found a beauty that doesn't even need painting. As you can see, it's the original paint. And nobody told me that you had to put a pickup bed on the back of a truck, so I just used a little picnic bag from the old days of cars, and I built the car out of 45 different model cars. There's parts from 45 different brands of cars in there. Can you believe the chassis is out of a 1916 Dodge? The motor's out of a 47 Cadillac, the differential's out of a 38 Ford, and the list goes on.
Yes, it's our prime display club for the year. We usually pick a club, but celebrating that anniversary for such a marquee has been a great pleasure this year.
And we've got a great example of one right here.
Yeah, classic colour, purple is the new one, but the models, I think when we bought it, was only about 4 colours, and I think the purple was one of them.
And what sort of crowd do you turn over at an event like this?
Well, we'd go close to the 7,000, 8,000 over the day. That includes all the entrance, of course, that goes in, but that's a good return to the Kiwanis Club of Geelong, and that, of course, goes back into the local communities through the Lions clubs and schools and scout groups, all that participate with us.
Well, it's your 21st birthday as well this year. How long have you been out here at Deakin Sports Fields?
We've done 6 years out here. Our event started at Geelong Racecourse in the old muddy paddock in the middle and the dusty paddock. That moved from the showgrounds, actually, back to the racecourse. But we outgrew that, 600 cars only. Here today we can fit 1,200 cars of all makes and sizes, and still plenty of room to move around.
A paint job that you obviously did yourself?
That's right, yep.
A pretty handy man, because you've obviously restored this to its former glory.
Yes, we sure did.
So when did all this start?
2 years ago. We bought the body, got it engineered, and then we painted it and put it all back together. And it's been on the road for 2 years.
And do you have any other restorations in mind, or is this your one and only baby?
Oh, I'd love to build another XY. I had a couple of XY GTs. I'd love to build another one. I just trying to find a good body.
Aren't we all? At the Kiwanis All Ford Day at Deakin University, this is Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thank you, Ian. Definitely your vintage. The Geelong over 60s cricketers continue to show a dedicated passion for the great game, as Meryl Friend reports.
We're at Stinton Oval at Queen's Park, where Most Sundays you can find some gentlemen in their 60s who are playing cricket. Yes, the Geelong over 60s cricket team. There's so many people involved, modified rules so that everybody gets a turn and has lots and lots of fun, exercise and social activity. Life does not end anytime soon for you. You're out here every Sunday, just about. How's it all work?
Well, the association's been going 5 or 6 years, and Geelong has been going, this is our third season, and we've got about 40 players, of which 30 are available, and most weeks we'd have 15 to 20 available, and we play 14 to 15 games in a year. Right. So it's all based on participation. So from those that are available, obviously people are not available because of injuries or grandchildren birthdays or caravanning, but from those that are available we select on a rotation basis, not based on ability but based on those who have played the fewest games for the year. So it's all, and the competition is based on participation. So they're 40 over games. Bowlers are only allowed to bowl 8 overs. 8 players in the fielding team have to bowl, so that spreads it out, and on the batting side, once you make 40 you have to retire. Right. And then in our club we push the participation a bit further than that, but so we all feel we've played enough for points.
So there's no real scoring, there's no ladder, there's no final?
No scoring, no ladders, no finals. The association looked at it a couple of years ago, and there were a couple of clubs that were interested, but the majority weren't at this stage. Maybe in the future they may, but at this stage, no. We just play, and at the end of the year, it's the end of the year.
So generally, probably you'd get a game once every couple of weeks if you're available?
Correct, yes, and that's enough for most. Yeah. To play every week is a bit of a challenge for some. Some people who are still playing cricket, and there are a number of those, and then there's a group like myself who haven't played for 25 years and came back to it. So I could probably do it now, I'm in my 3rd year, but I think when I started I would have struggled.
From Stinton Oval at Queen's Park, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. As we go to a break on this midweek edition of News Geelong, don't forget you can Twitter us on our Twitter account at News Geelong 31 with your thoughts and comments. We'll return with more news after this.